Hey, what's up everybody? This is your girl Miss P. I hope that you are doing fabulous today. I am doing well. I am sitting here with none other than author extraordinaire, Joy Deja King. We are finally, like, in person. I'm touching her, like.
I'm touching her back.
Like, she's here. We're like here.
Together.
Finally. Like,
Hey,
I've done reviews on, I think, every one of your books.
Yes.
And it's been like awesome. And I don't review for anybody else.
Exclusive.
This is an exclusive. You've been in a great space in 2012. I mean, you've had multiple book releases.
Yes.
Your mixtape came out.
Yes.
You're just doing it, honey. So how are you feeling? Like, how has 2012 been for you?
I mean, it's great. It's been like it's been a learning experience. I really feel like I'm starting to really come into my own. I feel like I did that in 2012, so I'm super excited about 2013, girl.
So everybody knows about you as an author. We're gonna get into the music in a little bit. Okay. But tell my viewers, you know, how is it growing up? You know, a little bit about your childhood into, you know, everything and how you've progressed.
Growing up, I experienced so many things. I saw so many things, and I definitely believe that it has assisted me greatly with writing. Okay. Because I would call myself complicated, complex, and I think that's why I create such complex characters.
And that's a good thing. I mean,
I
if
think
you were
so
simple,
too.
then,
No, if I was simple,
there'd be no extra.
It would be no Precious Covers. It would be no Genesis.
Oh my God! And there were no stories. We wouldn't be sitting right here.
Exactly. I really do write. A lot of what I write is from like personal experiences.
Exactly, and there'd be no you.
Definitely no.
So you like halfway around.
Exactly. You're good.
Now, since you brought that up, can you tell the viewers, how did you get into writing? I know you get that question like all the time.
Yes.
So you can paraphrase it.
Well, you know, the thing is, it actually came about from personal experience. So I was just like, let me tell my story. So I just started writing because it was kind of like therapy for me.
Right.
But then when I was writing it, I was like, it was all like too much. Like, meaning like I was putting too much of my personal business out there.
Snap. So it was like a diary.
Yeah, it was like a diary, girl. And I was like, I'm not trying to write a diary.
Oh, snap.
So what I did was, and my first book was So Pretty and Peak, which eventually ended up being Dirty Little Secrets, because when St. Martin's Press gave me, which was my first book deal, I started writing that book. But then when I switched it up and decided to write the book as part truth but part fiction, I swear I like wrote that book in like a month. It was like a light bulb went off, and it was just like, and I was loving it. Like, it wasn't hard. I was laughing. I was enjoying. It felt great. And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, God is showing me exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And after that, like, I decided I didn't know anything about publishing. I didn't know anything about agents, getting deals, or anything. I just knew I had this book the story I wanted to tell that I thought a lot of people could relate to, of the character Tyler Blake. She was very screwed up. Tyler Blake is a very screwed up young lady.
I like Tyler.
Me too. I like Tyler. Eventually worked my nerves. By the time Superstar came, I was like, Tyler Blake, I'm gonna have to
Tyler girl.
I'm gonna put you to rest. I'm gonna put you to rest.
Are they doing good though?
Yeah, Tyler Andre hanging in there for good for Tyler. Where she found love and is lasting, right? So, but
they're doing all right.
Yeah, they doing good.
They have any more kids?
No, I think Tyler said I'm done.
She wrapped.
Yeah,
It was a wrap.
Right. It was off. But maybe she had herself a, you know, maybe she had herself a little girl. Maybe she cute. Wouldn't it be cute?
We don't hypothetically.
Yeah, she had a little girl. Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So so yeah, so I put my last dime into So Pretty and Pink because I didn't know anything about any of this. I just knew this was a story that I felt women would relate to and understand no matter what age. So I put all my money into this book, and I wasted a lot of money because, again, I didn't know what I was doing. So it was
a learning process.
Exactly. Lots of trials and errors. And I'm gonna tell you something. One thing that did teach me that if you don't believe in enough of what you're doing to invest in yourself, nobody will. And so
say that once more.
If you don't believe in yourself enough to invest in yourself, nobody will.
Write that down.
Yeah, write that
Y'all
down.
put that down. Write that down somewhere and stick it. Give it to somebody else.
Right. So, yeah, I put my last down. It was so funny because at that time, you know, when you do a book and you put the book in your printers, you know, you put half up front and then half when it's time to get it out. And so at that time, I had like went through so much money trying to get this process to the point of the printer. So when it was time to get the books out, I didn't have any money really, and so it was either like pay my rent. It was a pretty piece of change that my rent was gonna cost me. So I was like, I called my mother. I was like, oh my gosh, my books are ready. But listen, I was like, my books is ready, girl, but I ain't got no money. I said, do you think I should pay my rent or get my books out the printer? She's like, girl, you better get your damn books out the printer.
Yes. Go ahead, Mom. Look at Mama.
Yes. My book has given you a lot of great advice, but I'm going to put that on the top 5. And so that's what I did. And so I did that, and within a month of me giving I distribute them to like vendors and things in Brooklyn, different places. Within a month, the editor, Monique Patterson, Monique, I will always appreciate that. But hey, when God has a plan for you, they bring people in your lives to make it happen. Exactly. So she reached out to me, Monique Patterson, the editor at St. Martin's Press, and that's how I got my first book deal, just like that. And I've been writing professionally ever since. And once my first book was published, I've never had to do anything else, no other job, no nothing but writing. God is good.
That is amazing. So what's like a typical day for you like?
Well, now because, again, I started my career off with publishing deals, which I love because it taught me the business, but I always knew I wanted to run my own thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just know me and my personality, and I like to kind of go by my own beat, you know what I'm saying? I do. I like to kind of rock by my own beat.
Inside joke.
Right, and so I kind of knew I was going to eventually do my thing, but I needed to learn the business because being an author and being a publisher is entirely two different things. Okay. I mean, you can have the most creative mind, but if you don't know business, you're not going to be successful as being a publisher. I started King Production in 2008. I felt that I was ready.
You were ready.
I was ready, you know.
2 years in.
Yes.
You were like, I got this.
Yes. And another thing is too, which was a really big factor for me, because I had agents, I did with publishers, you know, they don't really do anything for you. I mean, when I say, I mean like, basically, it's almost like a cookie cutter thing. They put your books down, they throw it out, they throw this book out, but they don't really try to put any money into investing as you in the author. Right. And so, and you're basically getting peanuts. Let's be clear, you know. I mean, you're basically getting peanuts per book. And so I was just like, I'll never make any real money, you know, going that route. Right. You understand what I mean? So I was just like, I need to do this myself. And plus, when I was getting my deals, all the monies I would get for my advance, you know, a big portion of it I always spent reinvesting into myself, trying to build a following. Right. So once I felt that I established that, I was like, I need to reap more of the benefits. And so, yeah, so in 2008, I started King Production. And, you know, now I'm an author and a publisher. So with that being said, back to your question of what I do on a daily basis, I wanted to make it clear that I'm not just an author, I'm a publisher too.
And she's sensitive about her. That's dope though.
Right, no, it's dope, but it's a lot of work. I mean, every day, not only, I mean, me just writing the book, the work doesn't stop there. It's like, you know, I have to then, once the book is written and done and edited and all that stuff is done, like the covers, you know, I do all that. I make up my designs, I do everything from beginning to end. And it's like, once it goes to the printer, then I have to start taking orders. I have to fulfill orders to like Ingram, Baker and Taylor, Amazon, and then all my other distributors, like my street distributors, like in Philly, Maryland, New York. And so then I have to, you know, get that done. So I'm a distributor too, because I have to distribute to them and they distribute. So, you know, and then there's shipping. And so, you know,
girl, I'm tired.
I know, exactly. So it's just so funny to me because when people talk to me, they act like the money just somehow miraculously landed in my lap. Right. I'm like, no, like I grind like nonstop.
Now, in the urban book world, you're like up here. Like, to me, nobody can really touch you.
I appreciate that, Tara.
You know, I try.
That.
Now, do you believe in competition? A lot of people, you know, they're like, yeah, I do. But do you believe that what I just told you, that statement? Like, yeah,
well, you know
not
what?
saying I can't be touched.
Right, no, you know what, honestly, Tara, here's the thing, and this is no offense to any of the other authors, but I don't think of any of them as competition because I own my stuff. Like the Bitch series, if it's not the most popular, it's one of the most popular.
I think it's the most.
But okay, well, just for argument's sake, because there might be people that disagree, but it's definitely one of the most popular, and I own it. There's no other urban author that can say that.
That's like the icing on the cake.
Exactly. So that's why I own it. So that is what puts me.
Did y'all see the way she said it?
I own it. So I say that to say that nobody else can be my competition because nobody is making the money that I make per book. You know, and that's not to like to my own, because I went through a hellified legal battle to make that happen. Trust and believe. It was not given to me.
Okay.
I earned it. I will say this, because this is important for people to know. I am a competitive person. I do always want to win. Like,
and you're winning.
But I love, but I'm saying it's good, but I'm always pushing myself.
That's a good thing.
I compete with myself. Like, I am my own biggest competition. I'm always trying to better myself.
That's the answer I wanted.
Yeah.
Now, you've written so many titles. What's like your favorite?
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you very honest with my favorite book, and unfortunately, it's like I felt like people tried to shit on that book, but it's my favorite though. It's one of my favorites. I have a couple. I will tell you this: my favorite all-time character is Precious Cummins. I live for Precious.
You live for her.
I live for her, and
live
then
for you too,
And so and I love Hooker the Housewife. I love those crazy people. That's one of my favorite books too. But I'm gonna tell you a book that I really love is I love Rich or Famous, and I love that book because that to me is so relevant of like the industry that I've seen that like so many women are like Dior. And so when I wrote that book, it was so difficult for me because I like battled throughout the whole book whether I was gonna let her live or die. And so I got a lot of flack for that book. I mean, because people just, I mean, a lot of times when people read books, they always want a happy ending. They always want this. And I understand the more and the more that you're out there that people like criticize you more and more. You just, when you put yourself out there, you just, you know, you have to deal with the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And so, you know, that's part of life. But I love that book because I felt it was just so raw and real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Dior. Okay.
Oh! Now, your Bitch series, that has to be like the most popular.
Of course.
Of course.
Shout out to Precious Cummins.
Now, how did that come about?
Precious?
Lord, I hope Precious and Supreme, girl, better get together, bad bitch. I'm not playing with you, like, for real.
Okay, like, you know what? Let me tell you something.
And Bad Bitch is coming soon.
I came up with Precious. Let me tell you what came up with Precious. Like I told you, my first book was Dirty Little Secrets that I wrote. My first book ever published actually was Bitch, though, which is funny. But I honestly had never written a quote-unquote street lit book.
Okay.
So I said, let me just read a couple of street lit books just to see what they're talking about. Because I knew in my head what I thought a street lit book should be, but I wanted to see, you know what I mean? Because at that time, it was like really on and popping. And so I read the books, but every book that I read at that time, it was always about a drug dealer and his girlfriend holding him down. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hell no.
I love Pookie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was like, wait, hold up.
Died dead and she got the baby.
Right. I was like, hold up. I was like, there has to be some bad bitches out here they're running the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they're holding it down. And I wanted to create a character like that.
And Precious does.
And yeah, and I was like, I have to create a character like that. And so I was like, most of the time, when you are that type of woman, what do people call you? They call you a bitch.
Right.
Because you're a babe in total control of yourself. You're a babe in total control of yourself. So, okay. So I was like, I'll never forget, I was in Brooklyn again. You know, I always take it to the streets because I'm a true believer. You have to get everything popping in the streets first. If you ain't popping in the streets, you ain't popping no place else.
Okay.
So I took it to the streets. I went to one of those vendors, and some readers were out there, and I said, I'm about to come with this book, and if you saw the book, I already knew Precious Cummins was the character. I knew I wanted to call the book bitch, but I wasn't sure. I always think about the readers. What would the readers? Right. So I went to the readers and I said, what a book would you like better if I had a book called Precious Cummins or Bitch? And one of the readers like, girl, bitch.
She said it
like that. I was like, enough said.
Right.
Bitch was bored.
Bam.
Bitch was bored. And I'll never forget, shout out to my friend Terrence. He was the one who told me I would have that bitch going forever. That's what he said to me. Don't never let that bitch die.
Keeps rolling.
Right.
Said had a baby. A baby is getting in the mess. That baby gonna have a baby. And Precious is gonna be a grandma.
Right.
Last grandma stand.
Right.
You better quote me on that. I need like some quick advice for future authors.
Okay. I'm gonna be very honest, okay?
Please.
The game has changed.
The game has changed.
Okay? There used to be a time if you would come out with an urban sort of book, baby, you was selling, I don't care what you was talking about, because people were so thirsty for that change. They were so used to like the Eric Jerome Dickies, you know, the Wait Until Exhale type books. They wasn't used to this street life.
Okay.
They wasn't used to being about that life. So when that hit, it kind of hit like when rap music first hit. It was like, whoa, everybody like was like going crazy for it like crack. And that's how people was moving them books like crack. And then, but of course, the consumers, anytime you oversaturate anything, they become more picky. So like, what the hell? I don't want that.
Right.
I want the brand name butter. You know what I'm saying? I don't want,
I want Welch's
right,
juice.
Exactly. I want Tide.
Right.
You know?
Gotcha.
So that's where we're at right now. They want Tide. They want Welch's. You know what I'm saying? So basically, if you're not Tide, Nabisco, Welch's, or whatever, people are not really willing to give you an opportunity. The consumer isn't, because they're so much tighter with their money and what they want to spend it on. You know what I mean? That's why I love all my readers who support me, because I know you don't have to give me your dollar. You don't. You have all the options in the world, and you choose me.
Literally,
I choose
they have
you.
a lot of
They
options.
do. The biggest advice that I would give to an author is that do not come into this game thinking, I'm gonna get rich quick. I mean, when I tell you you're gonna have to bust your ass, if this is something that you truly decide to do. Now, everybody's not meant to be a self-publisher or anything like that, or start their own business or anything like that. But even if you decide to go with a publishing company, don't think that automatically you're gonna write some books and you can quit your day job and it's like all gravy. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to invest in yourself. When I first started my career, I would do a book signing at the corner. I didn't care what it was. I just wanted the readers to know who I was, to try to get them to give me a chance.
Right.
And so you're going to have to prove to readers that you deserve a chance and that you deserve for them to spend their money on you. And I would just say it's just, you have to grind hard. I just don't want them to think it's going to be easy. And then, but if you really are a hustler, I would tell you, and you really are willing to put that grind, I would recommend that you do it yourself. But don't do it yourself if you're not a hustler, because you're going to have to take on like 3 different jobs immediately. But regardless, promote yourself, promote yourself, promote yourself. And with the internet being so huge now, and Kindles and these ebooks and things like that, I mean, focus on doing this online, online type of marketing and things of that nature. Start off with Kindle books, because you don't have to spend all that money with printing, because someone can easily go broke printing books and nobody buying them, because
a lot of paper.
Exactly. So I would recommend starting with like ebooks, because all you have to do is get it edited, converted, and upload it, and then promote online. So that would be the biggest advice that I would give to.
That's some good advice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, girl. I'm always trying to help the cause.
Now, my question is, I'm just going to dive right into it. How in the world did you get into music?
Oh, gosh. That's something I've always loved to do. I'm going to be honest with you, Tara. I love music before I even thought about, like, writing. I just love hip-hop.
So it was always in your back pocket?
Always in the back pocket.
Like, y'all
yeah.
chill.
Yeah. Always. I mean, you have to understand, like, when I was with my son's father, I lived in the studio. Like, me and the Hit Factory, I think I had a bed at the Hit Factory. I kid. It was, like, always, like, a passion of mine. I love it. I mean, that's why I write street lit books. Right. Because, you know, street lit books to me represent that same life as rap music. You know what I mean? It's like, with music, with writing, you're writing into paper. With music, you're writing into a beat, but you're still telling a story. You're still trying to get a message out there. You just have a shorter period of time to deliver that message with music. But it can be just as powerful, if not more powerful. The guy that helped me with it, he said to me when I first met him in Atlanta, he said to me, he says, you know, a lot of times when I meet people who've had a great deal of success in one field, they don't really put that same energy into another field because they've already had success. So they're not thirsty or hungry for the other type of success. He says, I want you to really consider if this is something that you want to do before you jump into it. Because if you do it, it's going to take a lot of work. And so I thought about that. Like, literally, when you said it, kind of scared me. I was like, oh, shit. Like, goodness gracious. Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to have fun. And you tell me, right. And so I thought about it. And I was just like, yeah. I could do this, you know, I could do this. And I still haven't, like, jumped in it. Because, again, just like with my books, getting it done is... You want to say that's the easy part. It's not really easy because it takes a lot of work. But as far as getting your exposure that you need, compare that to the exposure part. It is easy. So then you have to jump in and like getting your music out there, which is the hard part. Just like I do with my books. And I you know, honestly, because I had so many things going on during that period of time, I didn't have the opportunity. But I'm about to jump on it and get it back out there because it takes work. You have to, the same way I did with my music, my books, I have to put that same energy into my music. And it is very difficult. But it's something that I really want to do. I believe in the music. I love it. I'm excited about working on my next mixtape after I work this one that I have already.
Now, I know you're in the zone when you're writing. Like, is it the same when you're in the studio? Like,
yeah, like, here's the thing that's different that was very hard for me. When I'm writing a book, all it takes is me. I don't need nobody else but me and my brain. That's it. That's all I need. Me, my brain, and my laptop or a computer. That's all I need, a keyboard. And I'm good. But when you're doing with music, it takes so many components to make it work. And that was so hard for me because I'm so used to just doing me.
Like, what you doing here?
I'm like, but with music, it's like engineer, you just got a whole...
The guy in the corner.
Right, everybody. So it's just, that was very hard for me because I was just like... And like you have to do stuff in front of other people, so you're always like kind of on the spot. And it's like all eyes on you. Right. You know what I mean? It's just so many different elements to it. It was just difficult. It was very, very difficult. But it's like you almost have to, like, again, just put yourself in that zone. Say, this is what I'm going to do.
This is what I want to do.
And this is what I want to do. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this work, whether rapping or clapping, boo-boo. Shout out to Jay-Z.
Now, you mentioned... that it's hard to do it all, and you're a mother on top of that. How do you juggle everything?
Oh Lord, because God is good, and I sleep a lot. Like what I do is like
sleep is important.
Yeah, sleep.
People don't understand how important sleep is.
Seriously, I definitely try to pace myself more, get lots of rest. Take breaks in between once I worked on one project, take a break, try to go on a vacation, do something where I just relax, you know what I'm saying? I do that now because, you know, I am juggling so much.
Well, I appreciate you answering all of my questions. And where can everybody hit you up at?
JoyDejaKing.com, at JoyDejaKing, Twitter, JDK fan page.
On Facebook.
There you go.
Well, you have watched another episode of Miss P TV. I hope that you have enjoyed it. It's been a blast.
You are fabulous, Miss P. This is great. Miss P TV, girl, you is doing
Girl, you're not ready soon. It's
okay.
Girl.
Woo!
But y'all be good, and I'll see you on the next episode. episode. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. God bless. Bye. Are we both in the shot? I don't have my glasses on, so.
Oh, so you can't see the little camera?
I can, but it's like.
Really? Oh my gosh. No, we're both in it.
The struggle is real.
Okay. No, we're both in it. Sarah, do not make me laugh.
Ooh, my next question is good.
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Tell them.
Like the pressure.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
It's okay.
Oh gosh.
Bless your heart.